Hello and welcome back to Locator Gaming. I'm continuing on playing role player adventures today. I'm on adventure 5, Crack in Kullback. So we got arrested at the end of the last adventure. So now we're in this prison type area. Got the board all set up, except for I gotta flip these and randomize these. But just like always, I saved the advancing the characters, which is really the last thing you should do in an adventure, because I just wanted to think about it for a little bit. And actually this time it really wasn't that hard to think about, because I lost a combat dice limit last time fighting something that I beat in the first round, and then it made me lose a combat dice limit. And having seen some other people play through this, I watched the ones that I've gone through already, just so to avoid spoilers. I've seen some people who didn't actually defeat certain fights after the first round, and I think that's kind of a power check that they've put into the game, where they're like, oh wait, if you can beat this in one round, then maybe you're a little bit too powerful, so let's dial them back a little bit and take a combat dice limit away. I can't remember what I was watching. It might have been Rob and Mel on Rob's Gaming Table, but they did something where they didn't defeat it in a round, and it wasn't that particular fight, but it was another fight where they got I think it was them, they got a bonus or a buff or something. So that might be also a power check. It's like, well, hey, if you're struggling with this one, then maybe you need a bonus or something. So anyway, I'm not even gonna put the market out because I've only got 3 gold, and I kind of flipped through the decks. There's not a lot that I could buy with 3 gold, so I'm just gonna save it. So I'm not even gonna bother with the market. And for the experience, I'm going to up the combat dice limit back up to where it was before. And that's 5 plus your current, so that's 5 plus 2 to take it back up to 3. 2 combat dice limit is just too brutal. So that's all of this XP, and then I'm going to spend this XP on a hit point for each character. We're still below 25, so it only costs 1. That'll take us to 19 each. So that's the XP spent. That's that setup. Let's see, we got the adventure map. We got an XP on all the lettered locations already. A, B, C, D, and E is the archives. Place the gold and XP. Title cards we've done. We don't have the title infected. The favor markers are all there. So we're at 2 with the King's Favor, 4 with the Starlit Door, and -1 with the Dragool. We've got our hands of cards, our class cards, our face up. The attribute rows, 3, 2, a little piece of paper in my attribute row. 3, 2, 2, 4, 3, 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 4. Special rule event tokens. Oh yeah, there's going to be event tokens potentially. I've got those in the tray off to the side. Speaking of setup, we do have some backstory stuff that's going to happen in area D, the exercise yard, and G when revealed, both of them for Newton Puddlewalker. Your adventure begins. King Terran has escaped to another plane, and you stand accused of his murder. After a short trial, whose verdict was never in doubt, you were sent to Kullback Prison to await your execution. When you arrive, Warden Mercy and 3 of her construct guards strip you of your weapons and clothes. One guard pours a bucket of cold water over your head. Thank you. Another brands your shoulder with a symbol of crossed keys. They press an itchy gray uniform into your hands and leave you to recover in your cell. If you're playing with 1 or 2 players, each player remove all armor, scroll, and weapon cards from your hand and set them underneath the Warden Mercy enemy card. Okay. So, weapon, scroll, and armor. Scroll, weapon, armor, weapon. Wow. Okay. Those are Newtons. I'm not going to put them under. I'm just going to put them up and off to the side. Familiar artifact, trait, weapon, 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 armor, weapon, weapon, armor, scroll. Okay. Not a lot of card manipulation or dice manipulation left in our cards. Playing with 3. If any player has no cards in their hand, return one. Almost everyone detained here is a Dragul prisoner of war. They're not fans of the King's Guard. Many hurl insults or shout death threats as you're escorted to your cell and locked up for the night. You find a few simple beds, one already occupied by an orc, sound asleep. Faintly scratched into the stone wall just above it, you discover markings written in Dragul Common. Peeling one of the mattresses back, you discover a chisel hidden underneath. The artist must have used it to scratch their message into the wall. Reveal Discovery card 98 and Rare card 30. Okay. 98 is a chisel item that costs 0 fatigue to use, 0 stamina. And I said rare card 30. And then just place your party marker at A and read entry A. Okay, rare card 30 is also a chisel. This is a one-time use card to go into our hand, into somebody's hand. But that symbol up there is a one-time use card. But it's pretty cool. Reroll any color die or up any color die, or up 1 or down 1. Only one-time use though. Do we get this like for the rest of time? Who has what left in their hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Purely scientific methodology of passing out cards. Place your party marker at A. Read A. Cell block is area A. If there's an event token at this location, we go to A9. There's not. If there's no XP, go to A1. Otherwise, collect the XP. Continue reading. The sun sets and the lanterns of the prison are extinguished one by one. Lights out, one of the construct guards yells. Soon you're asleep in your bed, lost in a dream. A kobold warrior charges through a field of battle. Oh, lost in a dream, so we're in a dream now. A kobold warrior charges through a field of battle. He blows into a horn made of white bone, rallying an army of Dragul warriors to his side. Somehow you know that this is Cathandor. And again, I'm glad they put the pronunciation in parentheses. I was trying to say pronunciation and parentheses at the same time. Ancient commander of the invading Dragul horde. The Immortal Knight, the most famous hero in Nalos, charges forward under Queen Gimnax's banner. He leads a troop of halflings, dwarves, and elves. You find yourself impossibly trapped between 2 warring armies in a battle that took place over 2,000 years ago. Fight for the Dragul or fight for Nalos and the Queen. Our Dragul favor is negative. I mean, the King's people kind of locked us up. I still think the way we've been playing, we would probably fight for the King or for Nalos and the Queen. So A3. There is something inspiring. That's not A3. Even in your dreams, you're still loyal to Nalos. You draw your weapon and point it toward Cathandor. 2 of his soldiers charge forward to meet you in battle. So we've got a Nightmare Goblin. That's 22. So it's Goblin with the modifier Nightmare. It helps if I'm on the side where I can actually read them. Nightmare does what? After rolling the dice pool, return all dice with the values of 2 and 4 from the dice pool to the bag. Sounds like a good time. And we don't have very many cards. 22 and 4. 22, 4. Oh man, the bugbear's gonna steal money from us in our dreams. All right, so the goblin is a white 5, red 5, green or black 6, and he's modified by Nightmare. It was the goblin, right? Yeah. So if we take him out, then this actually is no longer effective. Green 1, black 2, white 4, red 6, green or black 3. And we're on a 4. Is that going to stay? Probably not. What do I want to buy here? My combat dice limit's only 3. And all 2s and 4s are going to go back to the bag. I need a black 2 and a white 4. So what do I even have left in my cards? What can I add? I should have familiars though, right? I can get a blue and black familiar. I've got my Fiend of Confinement, but this isn't really real combat, I don't think. I'm pretty sure this is the, you know, like the dream combat. Vibrant, I can add a green die. Blue and red. There's no blue, but there's plenty of red up there. And I've got Mina to get dice. Okay, this is going to be rough. What am I going to buy here? I need lots of black and green, so I'll probably buy a black and green. And then I guess just go random for my last one. 1, 2, 3, there's one of each. Maybe I'll buy a white, because there's 2 white. Oh great, the black 4 has to go back to the bag. This got me absolutely nothing. I can manipulate this down to a 5. I think I'm going to get my familiar, so that's 1 card play to try to get another black die. And it's after rolling the dice pool, so that wasn't the, this is no longer the dice pool, I don't think, because I'm adding cards. I'm into card play now. So that's a 5. No, that's a 6. This is pretty good. So that can go there to cover that. I'm pretty sure I can change that green unless I don't have that card. I do have that card. So I'm going to change the green to any color, so it's going to become red. And somewhere I hope I have my white manipulation die. I have Vampiric Skull, which I can tick the white die down. So the goblin is dead. So the Nightmare no longer is in effect because he's out of the fight. I still have a card play left over here. So the question is, do I want to get a die? I can carry it over with my ability because this is combat. Do I want to get a die and roll it and see if I get a lucky result? I can do gray matter and get any die, just a random die out of the bag. And green, red, black, or white, so 4 out of the 6 colors would be helpful. Or do I just go for Ice Bear because I know that it can be red? Maybe I'll save that for next turn. I think I'll gray matter to get a die. Random die from the bag. It's purple. It's a 1. I could change any color to a 5. I'd be into bonus plays here. Could change a 5 to any color, but I did not roll a 5. Any color to green or white. Okay, cool. So I'll play this bonus play. Any color to green or white. Covering that. So that'll cover some damage. That's good. But I gotta use a bonus play for that. I think I'm done for this round. So I gotta lose 2 money. That sucks. 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. So let's throw a 10 minus 2. A 10 minus 2. The goblin is out of the fight. This wasn't like a 1 round thingy. Nope. It was not. So next round, I'm at 11 out of 19 for both characters. Any dice I want to add. I could do a white. Let's get a red. Wait, should I get a red? Because I can add my bear and the bear would be a red. Let's get a black. And a green. And that's my 3, so I don't get a random. And then we'll be getting our familiar to try to cover the red die spot. Okay. I don't have a whole lot of black dice manipulation. Any color to red or white. Before I start playing cards, I'm going to get my ice bear. So I'm going to flip these. This just helps me keep track of how many cards I've played. Get my ice bear. That's the blue and red familiar. Because I have red manipulation. That's a 5. I think. Or is that a 6? I don't know if that's supposed to be an extra blue dot or if it's just missing paint. See that little spot? Is that supposed to be a pip? I don't think so. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not supposed to be a pip. Okay. So I got a 5. And I've played 1 card. I've got 2 bonus plays left. I could flip blue or green. Doesn't help me. Oh, well, I could flip a blue to a 2 and make it black. Or any color to red or white. Any color to a 6. So I could change this to a 6 with this. Then I need a green 3. With my pared down hands, this becomes more difficult, clearly. Probably something that I didn't even need to say. a 5 to any color, or any color to a 5. Could add a die. I could add a green die and roll that to see if I get a 3. If I flip this 5 to a 2, I could make it black. With this Relentless card. To cover that one. Then change this 6. Can I, is it, oh, it's not 6 to any color, it's any color to a 6. Five to any color. No, I could change it red with the other card over here. I lost the decrease of black die by 2. That would have been good. So I've already played one card. It would cost me 2 cards to flip this. Any of these have the spend more stamina to get it back? Nope. Well, this is a flip green or red on this side. Flip green or red. All right, we'll do that. So flip green or red. I'm going to flip this red from a 5 to a 2. I'm going to change this red with Relentless to black to cover that one. Then I'll have to do a bonus play to change any color. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do actually? Change any color to red or white. I'm going to change this 4 to a white with that bonus play. Because if I get a red die next round, I can always turn it into a 6 with Jade Gauntlet to cover that spot. So I've got one card play left over here. Any color to a 5. Favorite is a one-time use, but I don't think it's worth it right now. I mean, I still got this entire mission to go. If I take 4 damage, I'll be at 18 and 18. So oh, but then I can't buy a red die. Okay, so I'm going to chance, this is going to be pure luck if this happens, but I'll play Vibrant, which lets me add a die of my color to the dice pool. And this character is green, and I need a 3. We need a 3. It's a 1. There's nothing I can do to that with bonus plays. I could flip it to be a 6, but we've already got a green 6. No, so that did nothing. So now I can't, I'm not guaranteed to get a red dice, or die, I mean. Yeah, I'm at 18, and 18. We've got 19 health for both characters. And we're on round 3. I cannot buy any dice, so this is luck of the draw. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Well, we did get a green 3. Wait a minute. If I could change... Oh, I think this will do it. Hang on. It will do it. Yes, look. So with Confident, I can change a 5 to any color. I will change this 5 to red. And then I can change any color to a 6 with Jade Gauntlet. So this became red, and then I just changed the red to a 6, and now... Hey, look at that. And I was thinking so negatively. I don't think it could get any closer than that. Gain rewards for the covered dice slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4 XP, and 2 gold. Return the dice, modifiers, and enemies and all that stuff. Round markers, I'm just going to leave them out. Enemies I will renumber later. And I'll put that back in alphabetical order later. We are pretty hurt, though. The rest token is already flipped. I'd marked the wrong thing, so A3. Combat, victory, the Dragul are bound and chained, A6. The battle is long and claims many victims on both sides. By the end, the Dragul are dramatically outnumbered. Many are bound and captured. Why don't we just kill them where they stand, you hear a young elf demand. They are here to be taken to Kulbak, a dwarf answers. The queen wants them alive. As Cathendor is dragged past you in chains, she begins speaking to you frantically in a language you cannot understand. A young goblin interprets for your benefit. He says you fought well, but for the wrong side, the goblin claims. Cathendor's spirit cries out for justice. Free the Dragul. Bring Kulbak to its knees. Continue to A8. Each player, return all stamina in your fatigue box to the supply. So we just got fatigued in our dreams. Tell me I'm going to get my cards and stuff back. And I wish I'd get my gold back. How can I lose gold in a dream? Flip your class card. I didn't use my class card. Return any gold gained during the previous combat to the supply. Oh, what? Each player, refill your attribute row up to its attribute score with stamina from the supply. So I can lose gold, but I can't keep it? It's janky. Oh, you know what? There's a lot of FAQs for this mission. I might have to throw in a cut and mark down which of these have FAQs on them. Or have entries in the FAQ, I mean. Or errata, whatever you want to call it. Each player return any cards in your spent... Oh, I didn't get my discard cards back at the end of combat. And we're going to get our spent cards back. But not our cards held captive by the warden. If no player has the chisel object card in their hand, reveal rare card 30 and add it to one player's hand. So we could have used that. You startle awake as sunlight pours into the prison. When the doors of the cell block open, you're visited by a goblin. Though older in appearance, with spectacles and deep wrinkles cut into his skin, he looks quite similar to the interpreter from your dream. He introduces himself as Gundr. For weeks, he explains, all the prisoners have dreamt of Cathendor and of a battle fought over 2,000 years ago. Tonight I dreamt that you would be the one to free us from Kulbak. After a brief awkward silence, Gundr smiles. I will show you around, he says. Trust me when I say you will want a Dragul by your side. We should talk to Vrax. She's the leader of the Fighting 87th, the gang running the exercise yard. If you want Dragul help busting out of here, she's the one to talk to. Or if you'd like, we could go to the archives. I have some old maps of the prison that could help us plan an escape route. You notice a crack between stones along the back wall of your cell. You press your hand against the gap and feel cold air passing through. In the cell opposite yours, you see a Shiki with the eye of the starlit door carved into his bark. If your starlit door is 2 or higher, you can approach the Shiki, A15. We can use an item, rest, or move to another location. Well, we don't really need to rest. Our starlit door is 4, so we could do that. Let me do that, and then I'm probably going to throw in a cut so I can look in the errata for the entries that need to be updated here. If you have the keyword Raven, go to A16. We don't. You approach the Shiki and place 3 fingers under your right eye, the secret greeting of the starlit door. It says Stalit door. There's missing an R there. A smile grows across his face. Good to meet a friend, he says, and introduces himself as Nook. A raven with glowing blue eyes hops onto Nook's shoulders and stares at you. Seems she's taken an interest, says Nook, and a raven always follows her curiosity. I suspect she'll be a good familiar to you, as she's been to me. Record the keyword Raven. So is he just giving us the Raven? Find the Cursed Raven in the Familiar deck and add it to one player's hand. If that card's not available, reveal one random and add it instead. Okay. It's just giving us his pet. Cursed Raven is white and black. So we'll add the white and black Familiar die to the bag. I don't know who to give it to. So I will just put it on this side. Use an item, rest, or move to another location. Okay, I'm gonna throw in a real quick cut, bring up the errata, the FAQ, and mark down the entries that need that, so I'll be right back. Okay, I think I've marked all the entries where I'll have to look at the FAQ for some adjustments. There were quite a few, actually. And now I'm at a used item, rest, or move to another location. We have the chisel that's free, so let's just use that. So that's 98. You scratch at the stone with your chisel. After a short time, you stop to check your handiwork. You've barely made a dent. Somehow you need to bring more pressure to bear in your blows. Trying to scratch your name? Gundar guesses. Looks like someone else carved up the wall over here. Left quite a little poem, in fact. Ask Gundar to translate the poem. We go to A17. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Sure, let's translate it. Gundar clears his throat and proceeds to translate the poem scratched into your cell wall. Cathendor, do not sleep. Your people are in chains. Cathendor, sound your horn, or forever shall we remain. Horn of Cathendor, make us brave. The freedom we seek lies through your grave. A bit grim for my tastes, he decides. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Well, what's it called? The Dragwell that person said could help us is here in the exercise yard. We'd have to go that way to get there, and that's where our story point is. Or we could check the archives first. He said there's like a map or something there. So let's do that. So we're gonna go this way to the archives. We gotta hit this encounter first. So that's encounter 1. Change to the encounter book. Stepping over a sewer grate as you pass through the prison, you're startled when a hand grabs hold of your ankle. Shh, a voice whispers. The guards are watching. Don't look down. You ignore this demand. The sewers are too dark to see much of the shadowy figure below, but you do recognize his voice. It's Tarek Nowlin, the halfling who led you on a secret mission at Black Lake. I'm about to make a very loud noise down here, and I don't want to attract any attention, he explains. I need you to create a diversion for the guards. I can either start a fight with another prisoner, I can make the guards think I'm insane, or refuse to cooperate and alert the guards. I'll do the skill check to make the guards think I'm insane. So that's 5-32. It's a Constitution and Charisma check. And I've got like tons of Charisma on Newton. So 5-32. You scream at the top of your lungs, shouting whatever words or ideas pop into your head. Grabbing hold of another prisoner, you lecture him on the secret life of chickens, then dance around the constructs, reciting poems about the mating rituals of insectoids. The guards seem uncertain what to do. If your king's favor is 2 or higher, each player adds 1 stamina to their constitution attribute row from the supply, ignoring the usual limits. Then we're going to do a skill check, Speechcraft 2. QRS, Speechcraft. Purple, purple, green, green, white, or blue. So 2 purple, 2 green, white, and blue. Well, I think we'll spend the... Actually, let's just get what we can here. In fact, I think I'll spend 3 green on this side, 1 green on this side for 2 green. We can bring a familiar in with a card play for that white or blue die. Let's buy a purple die. I don't have my purple, my get a purple card. Yeah, so I think I'm probably gonna be resting a lot because without half my cards, I'm a little handicapped here. So my dice limit is 6. I've paid for 4 dice, so I can draw 2. I'll just hope one of them is a white or blue, and if not, I can bring in a familiar. No, I got a familiar. And I got red, too, that I can manipulate to be any color. I still have that card, at least. Okay, purple 2 is good. That's a 5. Oh, my green manipulation die, or my green manipulation card is over there. Any die to a 6 could take care of the end there. I could flip. Let's just start playing stuff. I can flip green to a 4. This green 3 to a 4. Blue or red. Ice Bear, and then I can manipulate red, right? Somehow. Any die to green or white. I can't change another, well, I could change the red to a purple. If I wanted to put this over here, but then this is like a pointless die. 5 to any color. I could do 5 to any color, or I'm sorry, green to any color to do this. How do I get the purple 3? Any color to a 5. Before I do this, can I... All of my pluses and minuses are, except for chisel, I guess. Any color to red or white? Well, I have Vampiric Skull where I can manipulate up or down. a white die. So maybe I should do this. Maybe I should set any color to a 6. So I'll set this blue to a 6. Just to cover up that blue or white spot there. I actually have to play the card. So that's 2 card plays over there. Now we need to get a green 2. Okay, so let's change a 5 to any color with confident. That's this 5 right here. And then we can flip it. We could have flipped it when it was red too. Oh no, then it wouldn't have been a 5. But now that it's green, we'll flip it to a 2 with subvert, and we're treating it as green. So it goes there. So now we're into bonus plays. We need to make one of these a 3. How do we do that? If I set it to a 5, do I still have flipping? I have white manipulation, but it's only going to be 1, right? If I set it to a 5, any other flipping? I need purple, and I only have a white flip here. I think I need to get a die out. How can I do this? I don't think I can with the cards that I have right now. I wonder how important this is. It's probably not super important, so it's probably not like go crazy with the, spending cards time. Crap, whose hand was this in? His hand, I think. Any die to a 5. Then green to any color. That's 2 card plays already, and I only have 1 card play left. I can't do it with this stuff, so I gotta bring a card in, I guess. So I think I'll bring Cursed Raven in because it's white, and I can manipulate white dice up or down or flip. So a 2's good, a 3's good, or a 4's good on a white die. So that's 1, 2. Oh, but then I don't have the double card play to get it to purple. It would have to actually end up as a purple 3. Bummer. If I get a green die, do I have green to any color? I do have green to any color. So I guess we'll just start going for broke. Add a die of your class color. So we're getting green. It's another green 6. That's not helpful. No rerolls. Do I have a reroll? A reroll of white. I don't have any purple rerolls. Nope. So I guess we'll go gray matter to get a random and hope it's either green or red or purple and that it lands as a 3. This is like going for broke here. It's black. That's not going to do anything for us. It's a 1. Okay, I've got 1 card play left, which isn't going to be enough. So I just lose. Unless I play Mina. Why not? So Mina lets me return a die from the dice pool to the bag. I'll return this purple. She's done for the game. And I get to pull 2 out of the bag. That's bonus play. It has to be purple. One of them has to be purple and it has to end up as a 3. I think this is going to be the first skill check that I've failed if I don't pass this. Oh, I got a purple. It's a 4. That's a bummer. Okay, so I fail. 2 XP for the covered spots. And return the dice to the bag. The rest token is already up. And we go back to here. They become suspicious. 5-30. Your performance raises the suspicions of the guards. When an explosion shakes the ground beneath you, the guards push their way through the crowd. One blows a whistle to call in reinforcements, while another unlocks the sewer grate and chases after Tarek. So there's nothing else bad. We can rest or move to the next location on your path. We're going to need to rest. We've blown all of our bonus plays and spent a lot of cards. But we don't have a lot of fatigue, so I think 1 die each will be good. 6 and 3 is actually everything. 3, 2, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 4. Put our bonus plays back. Flip that. Get all of our cards back. That's that. And now we continue to the archives. Switch books. We're in E. If you have the title Constructs Assembler, if there's no XP, E1, otherwise collect the XP. A large number of bookcases and boxes filled with rolled parchment have been crammed into a rather small room. On a table in the back, there's a small block of marble. Sorry for the mess, Gundor says. I've been trying to reorganize chronologically based on particular... His voice trails off as a headless construct guard stumbles towards you from the other end of the room. It bumps into Gundor and immediately grabs the goblin's neck, twisting it. It's almost as if the deranged guard were attempting to snap off Gundor's head and take it as his own. Sparks shoot out from the cavity between the guard's shoulders where his neck used to be, crackling like fireworks. Fight the guard or find another way to disable him. I like doing the skill check. So the construct looks incredibly strong. Perhaps if there's a way to disable him without risking a fight. Introspection 2. So this is Constitution and Intelligence. We've got a ton of intelligence over here. What did I say it was? Introspection 2. Interpretation, introspection. I don't think we've seen this art before. 2 blue, 2 green, and a white or red. Two blue, 2 green. I've got familiars to get white and red, so 2 red. Actually, I have a familiar to get blue too, I think, don't I? Yeah, red or blue. And then 2 randoms, because this is a dice limit of 6. White and purple. Purple 3. It's taunting me. Blue 4. My blue manipulation is up there. Green we can flip. White 2. We have a green flip in here somewhere, right here. Subvert is a green flip to a 1. Now I just need to be able to make this a blue 2. Blue 2, blue 2. I think what I'm gonna do I have a blue flip in here? I do have a blue flip. So I'm going to get my Shadow Drake familiar. It's blue and black. Because either a 2 or a 5 would be good here. It's a 4. I can set any die to a 5 for a bonus play. Oops. And then I've got my blue flip to make it a 2 to go there. Now I've got one other card play. Is there anything I want to play? Nope. Okay, so 2 XP recover dice slots. Discards back. Flip the rest token. Done with this. You come up with a plan, E6. You notice the construct is standing on an oversized copy of Power Plays and Takeovers. You pull hard on the tome and the construct stumbles wildly, slamming into a bookcase with a shower of sparks. Sprawled out over a pile of dusty books and splintered wood, he does not look like he's getting up again anytime soon. Thank you, Gundar says in a quiet, raspy voice. You search the construct's body. Reveal Discovery Card 77. Skeleton Key. Cost a fatigue to use. Stamina or whatever you want to call it. Skeleton Key. Gunnar removes a dusty old map from a wooden crate and spreads it out over the table in front of him. They brought more Draggle here dead than alive, he explains. There used to be an entrance to the Catacombs from the cell block, but it has been sealed. You can either use an item, rest, or move to another location. Let's use our chisel since it's free. Picking up a copy of 7 Habits of Highly Effective Minions, you use the chisel to scratch your initials into its cover. Gundar seems deeply displeased, but he doesn't voice his objections. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Because we're so down on cards, I'm probably going to be resting a lot. So I think I will rest. So let's flip the rest token. I'm not going to use the skeleton key in here, or should I, just to look at it? Since I'm about to rest. Yeah, why not? So we'll take a fatigue and read the skeleton key entry for this area. E77. There is a FAQ here. Return 1 stamina from your fatigue box. Oh. Okay, it replaces... There's a typo in here. It says return 1 stamina to your fatigue box, should be from your fatigue box. You hold the skeleton key in your hand. If that's what I think it is, Gundar exclaims, it should open just about any lock in the entire prison. Fate favors us this day. And then we get to return one of these. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. And I don't have any other items to use. So we're going to move after we rest. We'll spend an XP. Let's get a red and a green. 44. 3, 2, 2, 4, 2 over here. Let's get our cards back. Bonus play back. And we're good. I think we'll go to the guard room. So we're going to pass an encounter. Encounter 4. If you have the title Captor of Gimlex, we've got something Gimlex. Friend of Gimlex. Oh geez, I just knocked all those over. Okay, whatever. So not captor. You're stopped by a group of prisoners. Each has a purple eye tattooed on their forehead, indicating that they are members of the Starlit Door. A small dwarf pushes his way to the front of the group and introduces himself as Fervid. You notice a glassy, faraway look in his eyes. I can show you the truth of Colback Prison, he says as he offers you a drink from a small flask. If you have the courage to see it for what it truly is. We can drink from his flask or ask him to drink first. Is it going to be prison moonshine or something? I think it would be insulting to him if we asked him to drink first. We're friends of them, or because we would have been taken away from this with the captor of Gimlex. I don't think it's going to be bad. So let's read 524. Let's just take a shot. Whatever. I mean, people already think we killed the king. We're in prison. Why not just drink random stuff? You take a quick sip from his flask. Within seconds, your vision starts to blur. Oh, great. Your ears ring, and the sound gradually morphs into a muttering of voices. From the corner of your eye, you see shadows rise from the walls and take new forms. The image of a kobold warrior comes into focus. At first, Fervid is greatly pleased, but then the kobold spirit lets out a terrifying high-pitched scream. You're awoken with a sharp slap to the face. Somehow you ended up on your back. Fervid and the other members of the Starlit Door are standing above you. When you relay what you saw, Fervid appears enthusiastic. Cathendor's spirit is here, the dwarf explains. That means his horn is buried here as well, somewhere beneath the prison. The Starlit Door has been searching for the horn for a very long time, but be warned, he is a vengeful spirit. Well, our Starlit favor goes up by 1. We can either rest or move to the next location on our path. We just rested, so we do not need to rest. We are now in the guard room. Location B. B. If you had the title Warden's Killer, we haven't done anything with the Warden yet. I wish we could get our stuff back. If there's an event token at this location, there's not. If there's no XP, there is. Otherwise, collect the XP and continue reading. Gundar eyes the guards nervously. I'll wait outside. You enter a large room where Warden Mercy, a human woman, sits behind a large wooden desk, flanked by constructs. She studies you thoughtfully as you make your way across the room. You may not remember, she says, but we've met before. We fought together under Commander Zalek against the Dragul. and now you are here. Is it true? Did you murder the king? You're not certain what to do. The warden might not believe you if you tell her that King Terran escaped to another plane. You're not certain that you believe it, even though you saw it with your own eyes. Convince her of the truth, or invent a clever lie. Strength and charisma, which we have a lot of on opposite characters. We got charisma and strength. Is to convince her of the truth. B4. You tell the warden the whole story. Even though it's the truth, you're not sure whether or not she'll believe you. If your king's favor is 2 or higher, it's 2. Each player adds 1 stamina to any of their attribute rows from the supply, ignoring the usual limit. So I think we'll just go 4 and sure. Then we got a skill check, persuasion 2. Skill check, persuasion 2, and we're on B4. Have we done a combat yet? Oh yeah, we had the double combat. The dream combat. Okay, purple, red, white, and blue. I'm buying 2 red, even though I have a red familiar die I could get. But I got lots of red manipulation, so 2 purple. I can also get white or a blue. I think I have 2 blue familiars. Yeah, this one's red and blue. I should get that familiar. So this is a dice limit 6, so we get 2 randoms. Be nice if the bag cooperated. Blue, oh, and purple. I don't know about that one. It looks pretty cocked. I'm going to call it cocked and re-roll it. Even though a red 6 would be okay because I could flip it. Oh, I've already got a red 1. Ooh, red 5. Red 1. Oh, my purple manipulation is non-existent. But I have an any color to a 5 right here on top. Onyx cube. The 4, I don't have a purple flip. So I'd have to do something where I like switch it to, I don't have an any color. I've got 5 to any color. Before I assign this one, actually, maybe I should get my familiar die. The blue could be flipped to a 2. And then changed to white. Is it going to be another purple 3? That's my downfall here. I guess I could play the chisel. I feel like it's really important to convince the warden of this situation. So let's do this. Let's get the ice bear. Maybe I can roll a blue 6 or a blue 1. Or even something decent with a maybe like a red number that I could switch to purple. So I got a 5. So it's either a blue or a red 5. I don't have my red manipulation either, just flipping. Well, I played any color to a 5, which I must have switched to this one already. Flipping that 5 over to a 2. I mean, I guess I could flip, man, a white or I can flip it if it's blue or green. So essentially I've got 5 card plays left. There's got to be a way to do this. If I switch this red and then flip it, the blue one, can I make the blue one a 6 and then flip it? I can. So with Jade Gauntlet, we'll make this blue one a 6. We'll flip it with Negotiate. That costs a bonus play. That takes care of that. So now we're just on the purple 3. I've got 1, 2, 3 card plays left. So we got to do something very similar to that, where, let's see, I can flip red or green. Wait, don't I have... Wait a minute, I switched these up. God. Man. I'm getting all confused on whose cards are in whose hand. I knew it was wrong though, because these red cards should be over here. Which means that I've only got 2 card plays left. Which isn't going to do it because I need to flip and change the color. Unless I can change the color over here. Well, I've got a red flip on this side. Wait, this is already red. No, I need to flip it because it's a 4. So we'll take any color, change it to red. So that's this one. Keep the cards over here. So now this is a red 4. Subvert. Oh wait, that takes a bonus play. Because we've already... And this bonus play should be over here now. Because of me messing up my cards. This is a red 4. We play Subvert to flip it to be a red 3. Then with another bonus play, we turn red to any color with Relentless. So red back to purple to go there. Discard cards back, 2 XP. Dice back in the bag. flip our rest token. Windows is talking to me for some reason. She believes you, B6. The warden considers your words carefully. Perhaps I am a fool, she says, but I believe you. If the king lives, then there is still hope. She quickly skims a book sitting on the podium in front of her and finds your name. We provide every prisoner at Colback with a bed and a warm meal, she explains. In exchange, we expect an honest day's labor. I'm assigning you to the smithy. Keep your eyes and ears open. There's been chatter among the prisoners about a riot. If you're still loyal to the king, then you remain bound to his service. If you discover any details of their plan, come see me. I'll need hard evidence, but if you can provide that, well, maybe we can help each other. Is that understood? Record the keyword truce. Okay, truce. Reveal discovery card 26 and place an XP. So this is going to be a location. Can I have my stuff back? So circle 1. So it goes there. Place an XP on it. And that's G, so we'll put a backstory reminder. We can either use an item or move to another location, but we can't rest. Can't rest? Kidding me? Maybe if let's use the chisel, so 98. Maybe we can rest if we do that. B98. You hand the warden your chisel. Put it away, the warden says, and you do so. I appreciate you bringing me contraband, she whispers, but don't show me that again. You may need it. Colback is a dangerous place after all. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Okay, now we can rest. That was actually close to losing the chisel. I'm spending 1 XP. But if it's like essential to the story, they wouldn't let me lose it. 2 from red, 4 from green. 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 3. Bonus plays back. Rest flipped. Cards back. All my other cards back. I'm not going to use the skeleton key here. There wasn't any like indication of anything being locked. So the only other way for us to go then is back towards this way. So we're going to have to go through the Chow Hall and that. So we got to run into this encounter. This is encounter 3. If you have the title Duntum's Abandoner, I think we have Duntum's Savior or something. Duntum's Return. Duntum's Acquaintance. Okay. So we don't have that, so we don't go to that thing. A few insectoid prisoners sit together on the ground, their arms and legs intermeshed. The insectoid at the center of this tangle of arms and legs has mandibles latched onto a perfectly round yellow ball. She tightens her grip, cracking the ball in half and swallowing it whole. She reaches for a second ball. It becomes clear that these are not some strange, unfamiliar fruit, but rather insectoid eggs upon which she is feasting. Gundar lowers his voice to a whisper. Better not to think about it, he advises. Insectoids are not goblins. They have their own ways, and we must respect them. When the insectoids see you, they untangle themselves and stand aside, allowing you to pass. A single egg rolls across the stone floor, and it stops at your feet. We could either grab the egg and run, which would be combat, or pick it up and return it to them. With my diminished cards, I'm trying to avoid combat, so let's pick it up and return it to them. 5-8. You scoop up the egg and hand it back to its mother. She accepts and cradles the egg in the crook of her neck. She stares at you with unblinking black eyes. She seems affected, but it is impossible to read. It is impossible to read what emotion she wishes to convey. To your surprise, she speaks to you in Nalos Common. "Not here," she hisses. "Wouldn't be right. Wouldn't survive." You nod slowly, indicating you understand. Oh, so they don't want their eggs to hatch in the prison. "The time will come," she adds, "for the birth of new things. Cathandor will save us. The Dragul shall be restored." Ending on that cryptic note, the mother lifts the egg up into her mouth and crushes it with her mandibles. You don't understand the insectoid's ways, but decide that it is not your place to intervene. Gain 2 XP. We can either rest or keep moving. We can't rest, so we keep moving. To the Chow Hall, Area C. If there's an event token here, we go to C8. There's not. If there's no XP at this location, but there is, otherwise collect the XP. You arrived at mealtime, and the Chow Hall is a bustle of activity. Dragul prisoners eat and converse at tables. As you stand in line for breakfast, all eyes turn towards you. An ogre grinds his teeth audibly as he stares at you, fists clenched. A few construct guards watch with disinterest from the perimeter of the room. "Don't worry," Gundor says. "If anybody gives you trouble, I'll vouch for you." Somehow this does not put your mind at ease. A Knoll prisoner bumps into you, spilling her bowl of hawk gruel all over your prisoner's uniform. She screams angrily in Dragul Common as if it were your fault. Every prisoner in the Chow Hall watches for your response. We can attempt to avoid a fight, or don't show weakness, attack the Knoll. This is prison. We probably should get into the fight, even though I just said I didn't want to avoid fights. I can get red dice, I guess, and manipulate red dice. Okay, this is too thematic not to get into a Chow Hall fight in prison, so we'll go to the fight. The Knoll pulls a makeshift blade from her waistband and lunges for your throat. It's a modified Knoll, so the Knoll is 21. I'll put 22 back while I'm there. Doesn't look very difficult. But I guess we got to see what the modifier is. Crazed. Okay, crazed. To play a weapon card, you must move 1 stamina from one of your attribute rows to your fatigue box. Well, we don't have any weapon cards. So, la-di-da, game. I don't care. So we need a green 1, a white 2, and either a red or blue 2. C3. I'm gonna buy a white with 1 from each person. My combat dice limit is 3. I will buy a green from each person, and then I'm going to get my familiar with a card play if I don't draw and roll a good red or blue. Okay, we got another green. So flipping the green will be good. Let's just start by getting the Ice Bear, the familiar, that is red and blue, out of the bag. Got to be in here somewhere. There's the white and black, the blue and black. There we go. It's a 1. That's actually not that great because I don't have my plus or minus cards. Oh, but I could set it to a 5 and then flip it. Oh, but that's my same green flipping card. Do I have another flip over here? I do. I have a blue flip. That's not helpful. This is also a green flip, though. So we're going to play Negotiate as our second card play to flip this green 6 to a green 1. Then over here, we will set any card to a 5. And then flip the red card, or flip the red die to a 2. Now we've got white to deal with. Spend 1 from any of your attribute rows to increase a die of that matching color. Let's increase a die of that matching color by 1. Do I have a white flip? I'd be into bonus plays no matter what. I do, but that's also my up and down card. Any other flips or number setting? If I could set it to a 6. Do I have another green flip? I doubt it. I have green to any color. It's not helpful. So the question is, do I just go to another round and then see what happens? Taking 4 fatigue. I don't think I can turn that into a 2. I'm not going to waste the re-roll on it, and I don't think I'm going to use my chisel right now. Man, this little weenie knoll. So I'll take a 5 and a 5. Going to the next round. So I'm actually at 10 here. Only 6 there. I'll buy 1 white, I guess. I still have another familiar that could be a white die. I get 2 randoms. I'm not going to buy a white die because I have a card that lets me change anything to white, so it doesn't really matter. If I just get random dice and one of them ends up being a 2, then I can change it to white. I don't need to do that though. I have the Vampiric Skull that I can play to take that down to a 2. Okay, combat over. 2 XP is the prize, along with some prison cred, hopefully. And we flip the rest token. We didn't use any of our bonus plays. We're kind of high on fatigue over here, though. So even though our bonus plays are all up there, we might still need to rest. I want my cards back. You gain some respect with your fighting skill, C6. You hold your own long enough to prove your mettle. The guards, sensing that the fight is about to get out of hand, intervene. The gnoll, kicking and screaming, is dragged from the hall, and a few of the prisoners stare up at you with newfound respect. Now that your fight with the gnoll is over, you notice a group of goblins at a nearby table playing a round of goblin vaults. If your drag roll's favor is 2 or higher, it's not, it's -1. You could join them, we can rest, use an item, move to another location. I'm gonna rest and I'm gonna roll 2 dice just because I've got 10 fatigue over here. So I'm hoping that that average of 2 dice of a 7 will come into play. And I got 10 and 3. So we've got 2 on this side to go back, and we get rid of all of it over here. 3, 2, 2, 4, 3. We need a green and a white. Green and white. Flip the rest token. Get our cards. This does get, like, you can get into a groove, like a good flow with this. So that was rest. So use an item. So we use our chisel just because it's free. There was nothing in the story about anything like locked or anything here in the mess hall, so I don't think we need the skeleton key, but let's just look at what our chisel tells us. You take the chisel from your pocket, and one of the rat folk prisoners immediately snatches it from your hands. The kobold sitting next to him sees this and attempts to claim the tool for himself. After a brief fight, the guards intervene, pulling the prisoners apart. In the commotion, no one notices the chisel fall to the floor. You pick it up discreetly and hide it in a sleeve. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. So we're just going to move on. I'm not going to spin the fatigue. Like I said, there was nothing in the story about like anything locked, so this is the last encounter that's out there, encounter 2. If you have the title Aid to Ogre. Aid to Ogre. We don't. You do not have Aid to Ogre. As you walk through the prison, you notice a group of bugbears huddled together suspiciously. It looks as though they are attempting to hide something from the guards. You catch the faintest glimpse of their contraband. It seems to reflect the light. Gundar explains, they're members of one of the most dangerous gangs in the prison. They call themselves the Tall Claw Assassins. Better leave them alone. We don't want any trouble. Move closer to get a better look. Report the bugbears to the guards. They have something. Is it going to be a fight if I move closer? I want to move closer. Because they have something, obviously. And 5'11". You take a closer look only to discover that one of the bugbears is holding the severed head of a guard. He looks like he's trying to find a way to pry it open with his claws. Panicked, the construct's jaw opens and shuts as if you're trying to call for help. If you help the bugbears crack open the head, the guard will die, but the prisoners might offer you some of whatever's inside. Oh, this is the head from that thing that we knocked down over in the archives. Should we rescue the head or help the prisoners crack it open? Rescuing the head is a combat with the bugbears. I'm going to fight him for it, I think. 513. Sensing the guard can still be saved, you rush forward and attack the Draggle prisoners. Oh, there's a modifier here. Gang of Bugbear. I already fought a Bugbear. Oh, no. Well, at least there's no gold for it to steal. And it's Gang of... Uh-oh. This was dumb. Without my cards, this was dumb. Oh, no. During the first round of combat, the dice limit is reduced by 1. I only get 2 cards. Okay, we can do this. 5-13. We can get 2 dice. We're going to get a green. And a white. We're going to be pulling some familiars out. 6 and 2. That's not helpful at all. Let's get the Ice Bear and the Cursed Raven. Where you at, Raven? Okay, so we did end up with a white or black 4, so that can cover that one. We can do red to any color with Relentless. Make red black. Okay. Any color to red to cover that one. Costs us a bonus play. We've got one card play left over here. Green flipping doesn't help. We could add a die of our class color, which is green. We've got green to any color. Spend 1 stamina from the attribute rows, increase the die. Any color to a 5 I don't think is going to do anything for us. I mean, we could get the Shadow Drake and see what we roll because it's black and blue. Why not? Let's just go all out with our familiars. Oops. That's a 4. I think I have a blue flip somewhere. Yeah, so negotiate is a bonus play. It's a blue flip, so from 4 to 3, this is a black or blue die, so that covers that. So I think we just go to the next round. Just go to the next round. So we're going to take 2 damage. We would lose 2 gold, but we don't have any gold to lose. So 2 damage. 2 damage. That goes back in there. We'll buy 1 green die. It's no longer the first round of combat, so our dice limit goes back up to 3. So we get to pull 2 randoms. We got blue and purple. Oh boy. Do I have set anything to a 6? Yes, so Jade Gauntlet is going to go to a 6 on any color, so that's going to go there. And then Subvert is a green flip over to a 1. All right, Gang of Bugbears defeated. 1, 2 XP and 2 gold. We're broke. I mean, we're in prison, so what can you expect? discard cards go back. Spent cards do not. Got one bonus play left. So we go back to the encounter book. You receive the Construct's head, 5-17. You manage to wrestle the head from the bugbears. A group of Construct guards approach to break up the fight. The dragon insists that it was an honest misunderstanding. You hide the severed head behind your back, blocking it from view until the guards return to their stations. Reveal discovery card 63. After that fight, we can flip the rest token. So, bugbear back. Gang of gone. Discovery card 63. Oh wow, these look kind of weird. Construct's head. Costs a... And this is on the encounter thing, so I mean obviously I think they want you to go back and deal with the messed up body. All right, so I never said where I was going, did I? I think I should go here because they're giving me a job at this smithy. Or do I want to rest first? I should rest first before I do that move. So we'll roll one die with each. Flip this, put these back, get our cards back. Whatever. Red and green. Red is 3, green is 5. Okay, we need 2. Okay. I never use my class abilities. I don't understand the benefit of that one. The Centurions, you can keep cards, or dice from round to round, but you don't get to re-roll it. So I just don't understand the benefit of that. Probably done with this book. Move to the next location on your path. Yeah, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If there's no XP at this location, otherwise collect the XP. I'm not assigned to the smithy, Gundar says, so I'll have to wait outside. A dozen Draggle prisoners tend to the forge and strike at metal over anvils, shaping hot iron into swords while guards keep watch. The heat from the forge is overwhelming. It's not long before you're drenched in sweat. After a freshly forged weapon has had a chance to cool, it is secured behind a locked iron gate in a small armory. In order for the gate to open, 2 guards must simultaneously insert their keys into separate locks on opposite sides of the room. There's a spare rounding hammer on the table beside you. Everything else here seems to be too big to hide in your prisoner's uniform, but the hammer is just small enough to fit in your pocket. So when we were in the cell block, it said we needed something to get more force behind our chisel. So that's going to be this hammer. Reveal discovery card 59. Rounding hammer. This thing is small? Okay, looks more like a sledgehammer to me. That light up there is not making me happy with the glare on these cards. But anyway, okay. Use an item or move to another location. So the only things... Oh, since move to another location is an option, we've got to do our storybook entry. And G, Adventure 5, is for Devoted. Okay. Devoted. In a smithy. You notice one of the Draggle prisoners tending the forge is a satyr. As crazy it may sound, Kada, the healer from your village, has requested that you bring her 3 hairs from the chin of a satyr so that she could brew the potion that might cure your son. You could ask the satyr prisoner to cooperate, but he might be unwilling, or he may demand you pay a price. You could also simply pluck the hairs from his head. It might start a fight, but the guards are keeping a close eye on prisoners here. It seems unlikely that they would allow the violence to get out of hand. I think I'll ask first, which is 5-3. The devoted player, move your alignment marker up 1. The satyr prisoner glares at you as you approach. What do you want? He demands. When he hears your request, he laughs. Sure, he says, but it'll cost you. Return 1 gold to the supply or return a card from your hand to its deck. To sweeten the deal, the satyr offers you a contraband weapon from the smithy. He leans forward and whispers, they won't even know that this one is missing. There's only 1 ingredient left the healer needs. Reveal a random weapon card from the weapon deck and add it to the devoted player's hand. Use an item or move to another location. Hey, we're getting a card out of it. Weapon. So that's that one done. Oh no. It is Unholy Flail. Increase a black or purple die by 1 or 2. Hey, that's a good fit for this character. Well, except it's unholy. Whatever. Shaman's got an unholy flail. And some manipulation of a die, finally. All my other stuff still over there. So we can use an item or move to another location. The skeleton key. I don't know. Right now it's the best time for the skeleton key. I'm just going to move to another location. We're going to go all the way back to the archives, since we've got this thing's head. If you have the title Constructs Assembler, we don't. If there's no XP, there's not. We go to E1. A large number of books and scrolls have been collected here. There's a headless construct guard sprawled out over a cracked bookcase lying on the floor. There's a small block of marble on a table at the back of the room. Small block of marble? Why is it mentioning that? Did we not try the chisel in here? Could we chisel this? Can we make a sculpture? It seems like a poor use of time. We're going to use the construct's head. It cost of fatigue, that's 63. There's an asterisk here for the FAQ. The action indicator entries at E63 should read each player return 1 stamina from your fatigue box to the supply. Okay. Thank you for the free action. You snap the head back onto the construct guard. His eyes flicker to life and he pulls himself to his feet. Continue reading E99. So this is just another one where there was just a typo. It says return 1 stamina to your fatigue box instead of from your fatigue box. I had the strangest dream, he confides to you. I made a pilgrimage to the Colossus. I wore long white robes, and I think I killed someone. A live human sacrifice to the gods. Does that sound crazy? It's possible that the severing of my head resulted in a permanent degradation of my ability to form rational thoughts. Reveal title card 38. Return discovery card 63 to the deck. I'll do that later. Title card 38. So that's it. Constructs Assembler. You helped reattach a construct guard's head at Callback Prison. You're just not sure you screwed it on tight enough. His views on the world are a bit eccentric. Unless this is going to come back into play in a future mission or something. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Let's use the chisel. Oh no, that's the picking a copy of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Humans. No, minions, not humans. I know I have the chisel and the hammer. So maybe I'll go to the cell block, but I want to do this also. I want to go here to get this thing taken care of. So let's just get it done. I mean, there's no more of the encounters out there. So D. If there's an event token, there's not. If there's no XP, there is. Otherwise, collect. Got it. You glance around the exercise yard. A hobgoblin lifts iron dumbbells in a corner, and a few insectoids sprint around the edge of the yard. A large group of goblins are huddled around a stone table. This is the Fighting 87th, the gang Gundar told you about. When you approach, a large goblin with golden blonde hair places her hand on your chest, blocking your path. Gundar introduces her as Vrax. Reveal title card 47. Goblin's Inmate. At Kullback, you met Vrax, the Goblin gang leader of the Fighting 87th. Vrax is a skilled leader and a devious strategist, and the surviving members of her battalion will follow her to the end. Okay. Gundar speaks to the gang leader for what seems like a long time. Then he translates her words as she refuses to speak in Nelos Common. Vrax says there's something you can do to help them, but she wants to know why they should trust you. You've heard that goblins value loyalty. It seems unlikely they would trust anyone who is not aligned with the Dragul. On the other hand, perhaps it would be better to show her that you will never turn on the kingdom of Nalos. If I announce my loyalty to Nalos, it's a combat. Or I can convince them that I side with the Dragul. I think I'm going to go on the side of... I've done some things for the Dragul, like with the trolls and stuff. I think I'll stay loyal. I know I didn't kill the king. Obviously I know I didn't kill the king. I'm going to stay loyal. Gundar's jaw drops when you pledge your undying fealty to the crown. He does not translate your words, but he doesn't need to. Vrax understands well enough. She smiles at you and then says something which Gundar relays back to you. She is glad to know you're loyal, Gundar explains. Loyalty is an admirable trait, but her brother was killed by the king's men. She's waited many years for an opportunity to settle the score. The goblin leader cracks her knuckles and smiles. It's clear that she's going to enjoy this. If you're playing in legendary mode, add the powerful modifier to the combat, but I'm not, so... Okay, I'm fighting Vrax, number 56. This is probably dumb. Blue 3, blue 6, red 4, black 5, and any 4. And then there's that -1 open cube thing. I don't know what that is. On the combat. Second round of combat. I'll look it up if I get there. I'm just going to plan on beating this person in the first round. I really wish my dice combat limit was 4 or more. Oh, there was an asterisk next to exercise yard. Oh, it should have been on D1, not up there. The asterisk is what I marked to say there was an FAQ entry. But we haven't got to D1 yet, so we are fighting Vrax, that's right. D3. Okay, well, what are we buying here? Blue I can get from familiars, as well as black. This isn't any colored, so... Wow, are we really just going to go random? I think I'm going to risk it and just go random. I don't want to add a bunch of fatigue. And if I have to, I'll get familiar dice. Right? 1, 2. Let's go way in the bottom of the bag for 3. Black, white, and white and black. That's not black. What was I talking about? So that's not helpful at all. No, that's not good. Okay, so I'm playing Ice Bear. And... oh, wait. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just play this now. Unholy Flails increase a black or purple, so this 3 can go to a 5 to cover that one. That's fine. That's good. And we'll get Shadow Drake. So I'm getting an Ice Bear and a Shadow Drake out. So we got a blue 6 or a blue and black 2. We got to cover this one. This is 4 damage. Oh, now what? Any flips that can help? 2 would flip to a 5. Anything to red or white? Red's any color? Nope. White flip to a 1? No. I mean, this seems like a pretty important fight. We've chosen to kind of fight this Vrax person, so... I think I'm going to play the Chisel to take this blue 2 up to blue 3 to cover that one. And this is a one-time use, so this is gone. But that's the 2 card plays. So let me just keep it here to remember that's 2 card plays. I need a red 4 and an any 4. Anything to be a 4. I could do that. If I have to go to a second round, maybe I should just wait. With 3 card plays, I don't think I can turn that red. Because I just don't have... I just don't have the up and down manipulation. Except what I used there. And then I've got white. Any color to green or white. Flipping's not going to do me any good. I'm just going to take the damage and go to the next round. So let me flip these over to know that I have played those cards. And then the Chisel's going to be gone. That's 5 damage each. And whatever this thing is. Each player returns the indicated stamina from attribute rows of their choice to the supply. So I got to return 1 to the supply. We'll take a blue and a white. That's the end of the round. I'm just going to go random again because I can turn stuff red, and then the bottom one is any die. Just needs to be a 4. So I'm going to get 3 randoms, 2 purples and a white. So anything can be the 4, and I can change anything to a red with Steadfast. Okay, so my rewards are 2 XP and 2 gold. We have a ton of XP to spend. I know I'm spending some of it on. It's getting more dice in the combat dice pool. guess gets flipped. I didn't spend any bonus plays, I don't think. Vrax is defeated. Vrax is no match for you, D6. You manage to stand your ground against Vrax and her gang, but the guards break up the fight before anyone is killed. One of them grabs you by the shoulders and lifts you into the air with incredible strength. Who started the altercation? The guard demands. Tell me, I'll know if you're lying. Accuse the goblins of starting it, or refuse to answer? I'm going to refuse to answer, so maybe we can at least work together. So D17. You refuse to answer. Suit yourself, the guard says, but we'll be keeping an eye on you from now on. After the guards have left, Vrax laughs and slaps you on the back. She begins babbling to you cheerfully in the Dragul tongue. Gundar translates. She says she cannot think of a better way to prove that you are not a snitch, as she would be honored to involve you in her plans. Vrax has smuggled a potion of strength into the prison. But it's no Nalos magic. But it's Nalos magic. It wasn't designed to be used by the Dragul. A sketch of a plan emerges. Every weapon forged in the smithy is kept under lock and key, but with magical strength you can rip the iron gate of their armory from its hinges. When you do, the Dragul will seize their chance. Make no mistake, says Gundar. We will do whatever it takes to free our people, but be careful, the potion can only be used once. Reveal Discovery Card 88. Note that unlike most items, the Potion of Strength can only be used one time. Once you use the potion, you must return it to the Discovery deck. So this is new. 88. Potion of Strength. Doesn't cost any stamina, but we can only use it one time. So now we have the use item, rest, or move to another location. Now that move to another location is an option, we've got to do our story entry. Here, our backstory. And this one is Dreamweaver. Sensing that you are tired, Gundar suggests taking a short rest in a quiet corner of the exercise yard. Though the ground is uncomfortable, you find yourself drifting off to sleep. You dream of Gundar sitting at a stone table with the Fighting 87th. They appear to be discussing strategy. Gundar translates Vrax's words. The 87th rules the yard, but if we kill the leaders of the Hagruns, Hardbacks, and the Tall Claw Assassins, we could control the whole prison. The Hardbacks are building a tunnel, a second goblin reminds him, and the Assassins are selling contraband. We could rat them out and let the guards do our dirty work. Gundar is the deciding vote. This, it seems, is his dream. A gang war could bring chaos to the prison, but reporting the other gangs to the guards could restore order to the yard. Convince Gundar to start a gang war, or convince him to rat out the other gangs. So a gang war could bring chaos to the prison, but reporting the other gangs to the guards could restore order to the yard. I don't know. I mean, we want chaos, right? In the prison? I don't want to be a snitch. Let's have him start a gang war. So that's 5-2. Can we move your alignment marker to the right? That's fine. We're still in the middle. Dream skips forward. The Fighting 87th have killed the leaders of the other gangs, but the Hardbacks challenge... Oh, wait, this is just in the dream? But the Hardbacks challenge their control over the yard. The Construct guards sit idly by and watch as the two groups fight. Gundar, though he is the smallest of the goblins, fights bravely. When you wake up, so does Gundar. The goblin stares at you in disbelief. You're one of them, aren't you? He asks. You're a dream walker. Cathandor told me I should give you this. The goblin hands you what appears to be a simple, smooth, polished stone. Holding it to your hand, you feel that it is slightly warm to the touch. Dreamweaver player, record the personal title Fight. Reveal rare card 82 and add it to the Dreamweaver's hand. Now we're at use an item, rest, or move to another location. It was rare card 82. Dreamstone is a one-time use per adventure. Return a skill or trait card from your hand to the deck. Gain 2 gold and 4 XP. Is that good? I guess if there was a card that I had like something that did something similar. Okay. Use an item. What's our free stuff? We're not going to use the Potion of Strength. And I think the chisel and the rounding hammer kind of go together. But I mean, the chisel is kind of fun to read what happens in other places. So let's just do that real quick. D98. You use the chisel to carve your own name onto the stone table. One of the goblins snatches the chisel from your hand and begins carving onto the table himself. Gundar translates the goblin writing for you. It says, Warden Mercy is a pig, he explains, grinning ear to ear. The goblin politely places the chisel back into your hands. Okay, so let's I just real quick, because I got the construct assembler keyword, I'm gonna go run back to the archives because there was something there about if you had that. Okay, yeah, construct assembler E8. Construct guard is gone, other than wooden crates stuffed with scrolls, a few dusty bookshelves filled with leather-bound volumes, and a small block of marble on a table at the back of the room. The archives are empty. What is that small block of marble? I could rest, use an item. I mean, maybe I could use the hammer on the block of, but that's going to cost me a fatigue. Let's try it. Let's see what that does in here. Rounding hammer is 59. You hit the block of marble with your hammer and it cracks the stone slightly. If you kept going, you could probably pound it into dust, but you're not certain there'd be any point into that. Okay. Hammer and chisel? Or did we just go to the cell block? 9 and 8. Man, we've got so much XP. We've got all of our play limits. We've used 1, 2 cards. I'm going to use the hammer and the chisel together. Like I was joking around earlier about carving a statue. The only other thing, the skeleton key is obviously for the thing in the smithy. The potion of strength also is to blow up the thing in the smithy. 5998. Your artistic muse grabs hold of you and you use the hammer to tap the chisel into the marble block. By the end, you're left with a marble bust that bears Cathandar's likeness. Gundar marvels at your work. When you offer it to him, he nearly squeals with delight. If I live long enough to see my home once again, I swear to you I will place this on the mantle just above the fireplace. Whoa, gain 3 XP. Whatever, I'm about to spend 2 of this when I rest. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. I'm going to rest real quick, and I'm going to roll 2 dice. So let me just take care of this stuff. 3, 2, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1. We need 1 for there. Then I'm going to move to another location. I'm going to go to the cell block and use the chisel and the hammer together there. But I got to roll. Just get 2 dice. So go here first. 8. So that's going to leave me with 1. And over there, 5. Leaves me with 5. Move to the cell block. I mean, we've got to be getting down to something, so can we go to the warden, I guess? If there's an event token, there's not. None of these event tokens have come out either. If there's no XP, go to A1. If you have the keyword breakthrough, I don't. Your cell is just as you left it. Now, above your bed, there are faint markings in Dragul Common. There's also a crack between stones in the block wall where cold air seeps through. A Siki with the eye of the starlit door carved into his bark. That's the raven person. Use an item, rest, move to another location. So we're going to use our chisel and hammer together. It gives us fatigue 59.98. You find the crack in the back wall of your cell. You position your chisel near the gap and hit it with the hammer, slowly chipping away at the stone. Continue reading A97. Soon there's an opening in the wall large enough to crawl through, which leads into a small chamber beyond. This is it, Gundur exclaims. The entrance to the Catacombs. Return Discovery cards 59 and 98 to the Discovery deck. So we don't get to have these two anymore. Reveal Discovery card 8 and place 1 XP on it. So this is going to be a location. Catacombs goes in this spot here. Place an XP on it. Record the keyword breakthrough. Use another item. Rest or move to another location. We can't rest, so I guess we'll go to the Catacombs. Is F. If there's no XP at this location, go to F1. If you have the keyword Nolan, F17. We do not have the keyword Nolan. Otherwise, collect the XP from this location and continue reading. You follow a crumbling stone staircase down to an old prisoner's tomb. Gundur follows you, wiping the dust from the plaques that line the walls and reading off the names of the dead. When you arrive at a stone door, he gasps. Here lies Cathandor, he reads aloud from the door's engraving. General of the Dragul Horde, defender of the ancient lands, keeper of the mystic horn. You reach out to push open the door to the crypt, but Gundur grabs your hand. We must leave the dead in peace, he says. Cathandor's body must not be disturbed. If we allow the crypt to remain sealed, we go to F2, or open the crypt is a fight for F3. I don't think I want to fight him. So let's allow it to remain sealed, I guess. F2. Though you're curious to see what lies in Cathandor's tomb, you respect Gundur's wishes. The body of the great kobold warrior will not be disturbed. Thank you, Gundur says. Now, can we get out of here? It's too soon for me to walk among the dead. There's an ancient iron door at the end of the corridor. It is locked. Dragul favor +1. Attempt to force the lock is strength or dexterity. This is action may trigger at the end of this adventure. Or use an item, rest, or move to another location. Let's use an item. 77 costs a fatigue. So F77. The skeleton key fits perfectly into the lock of the iron door. You turn the key and the door swings open. F16. If you have the title Warden's Trust, go to F11. If you have either of the titles Rioter or Warden's Killer, go to F10. If you have the keyword Distrusted, no. If you have the keyword Drank, no. Otherwise, keep reading. Just as you're about to head down the steps beyond the iron gate, Gundur grabs your arm. Wait, he says. You and I may be able to slip unnoticed into the muck, but the rest of the Dragul will be stuck here for the rest of their lives. The only way to free them is to stand and fight. So I could either escape from Kolbak or agree to go back and help the Dragul. And those are the only choices. Do I lose all those cards if I leave? I mean, that's the only thing that's got me concerned. Like, oh, look at all those cards over there. Let me see what happens if I agree I'm not going to do the escape option. The only option I have is then to agree to go back. Gundar smiles. You and I should be enemies, he says. We fought on different sides of the war, after all. But here you are, helping me and my people escape from one of your king's prisons. The Drago will think that all the people of Nalos are monsters. Now I see that we were wrong. Your quest is complete. From now on, when a choice indicator gives you the opportunity to move to another location, you may instead turn to the end. Record the keyword unlocked, then move to another location, which is not an option, it's a mandatory thing. Unlocked. So, what do I do? Let me see what my options are if I go back to the guard room. Like, I'm torn between like telling the warden what their plan is or just helping them. If I tell the warden, do I have to go kill the warden? Or if I mean, if I start the riot, do I have to go kill the warden? I wonder if I can like blow up the warden with the potion of strength. I just want my stuff back. I'm gonna see what happens if I go to the guard room, what my options are. If you have the title Warden's Killer, I don't. If there's an event token, there's not. If there's no XP, there's not. If you have the keyword Unconvinced, I don't. If you have the keyword Truce or the title Warden's Trust, I do have Truce. Too afraid to enter, Gundar waits for you outside. Guards are posted around the room. Many sit at tables playing Hands of Goblin Vaults. Warden Mercy asks you if you found anything regarding the prisoner's plans. Well, I have the Potion of Strength that I could turn over. And I said I was going to play it as like being on the good guy's side. Is there anything else I want to do before? I can only use the Potion of Strength once. So if I hand it over, am I gonna can I get my stuff back? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try it. So B88, hand over the Potion of Strength. I feel like if I go blow the thing up, it's gonna start this huge riot, and then there's all those other like, hey, if there's an event marker here, then like the riot is happening, right? And is that just gonna be more dangerous to try to get out? I think I'll play this good, like I said earlier, just kind of stick to that. So here we go, B88. It doesn't take any fatigue to hand it over. You remove the Potion of Strength from your pocket and hand it to Warden Mercy. She carefully examines the vial as you relay the instructions you receive from Vrax and the Fighting 87th. Corinth, the warden shouts to one of her constructs. Double the guard at the smithy. The guard nods solemnly and races from the room. Then the warden smiles. If this riot had proceeded as planned, she reminds you, there would have been bloodshed. Continue to B100. The warden opens a small chest, revealing your confiscated equipment. Yes. You may need these, she explains. I wish I could do more. I'll write to the palace and see if there's a chance for appeal, but I cannot make any promises. Return Discovery Card 88 to its deck. If you have the keyword Truce, erase it. Reveal Title Card 42. Title Card 42 is Warden's Trust. Despite being a prisoner at callback, you earn Warden Mercy's trust. She is not someone who trusts others easily, and you get the sense that she still harbors private doubts about you. Well, forget you then. King's Favor +1, Dragul Favor -1. Return any cards in a Warden Mercy enemy card to their owner's hand. Okay. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. I don't know if there's anything else really for us to do. Since we only have the skeleton key. I mean, we could try to use the skeleton key here, give that back to her, I guess. Gives us a fatigue. Reach into your pocket and hold the skeleton key. While the warden is not looking, you scratch your initials on the front of her desk. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. I guess we just end it then. We go to the end. We've got breakthrough, we've got unlocked. I mean, with Warden's Trust, I don't know, I think we just go to the end. Normally we have a bunch of other items to run around and check off, and without starting the riot, probably limit some of the stuff in here. From the Catacombs, you discover a brickwork tunnel that leads northward under the walls of Kolbak to freedom. Reaching a fork in the tunnel, Gundar parts ways with you, suggesting that it would be best for you both not to be seen together. He takes the tunnel towards Sabek. You rest for a moment and let the realization sink in that you cannot return to the capital yourself. You've not yet proven your innocence and are still wanted for the murder of your king. Whatever comes next, your path leads you away from home. If you have either of the key words truce or unconvinced, reveal title card 40. Well, we erased truce. If you have the keyword egg, reveal title card 45. We don't. Warden's Trust. In time, the tunnel opens out to a trail above ground which leads steeply upward. Soon you're high enough to look back at Kolbak. It seems small from this distance. You imagine dinner is likely being served in the mess hall. Soon it will be lights out for the Dragool. By turning over the potion to the warden, you earned her trust, but that doesn't mean she won't come looking for you. Even if she believes that you're innocent, you're an escaped convict now. It's her duty to track you down. Warden's Ire, Rioter, Warden's Killer, Construct Assembler. As you continue on the trail, you meet the Construct Guard whose head you reattached. At first, you were concerned he might attempt to arrest you and drag you back to prison, but he quickly puts your mind at ease. I've come to the conclusion, he explains, that my dream was a vision of things to come. I am taking a pilgrimage to the Gurlung Colossus. At first, I thought my mental capacities had been impaired when my head was severed, but now I know the truth. I have seen my destiny. With that, he bids you farewell. Insectoid Protector? I don't think we got that. No. Haunted, Scourge of Duntum, Duntum's Investor, Goblin's Inmate. As you continue down the trail, it suddenly occurs to you that the name of Vrax was already known to you. You remember stories of the goblin during the war. She inspired much fear and hatred among the king's guard, but also begrudging respect for her strategies. She was a worthy adversary, and you also likely considered a hero amongst her own people. By dawn, you're many miles from Kolbak. You've not yet seen any signs of pursuers, but you know that hound gangs and bounty hunters are already on your trail. Messengers will distribute wanted posters with your name and description across the land. Soon there'll be no place for you to hide. After many miles, the forest gives way to an open land of rolling hills, through which a river snakes its way toward Bogroot Swamp, home of the frogkin. Oh. Common sense tells you that you ought to avoid any civilization, but pangs of hunger and tired feet drive you toward Bogroot, in hopes of rest and a hot meal. After all, there's no safe roads now that you are an escaped convict, accused of murdering your king. All you can do is press forward. With any luck, you'll stay one day ahead of justice. So now we would advance and clean up for the next adventure. So I'll do the thing that I usually do. I will think about how I'm going to spend, well, we've got 5, 10, 15, exactly 20 XP. So we could go to on the combat dice limit, which I probably will do. 3 gold again, so can't afford any cards. Probably won't mess with the market. So there you have it. That's Adventure 5 of Role Player Adventure. Over 2 hours, so I won't belabor any more wrap up. Just to say that I hope you're enjoying this playthrough, everything I post on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.